So we have not done a casual horror business in kind of a while. It's been since Valentine's Day, actually, because like casual horror business did start to become not so hard related. We made that Leo's Corner, so this is a topic that's about horror. So bringing it back, we'll do it every so often. But again, I am Joey, and this is Leo.
¿Qué pedo?
And we are talking more horror, and we're still sipping. The topic that I wanted to bring up, Mr. Leo.
Mm-hmm.
I want to bring up like two sides to this, or like we could do three sides, whatever.
Do
It's
I need
about
pen and paper?
What?
Do I need pen and paper?
Yeah. Well, maybe. Actually, maybe. It's about remakes. So
We've talked about remakes before.
oh yeah, but this is a different side to it. I was like maybe mention some like good like remakes, and also movies that you think should be remade that could either improve the movie or give people interested in the original film.
Okay.
And I guess if you want to, we can talk about bad remakes, but that's a long list.
Prom night.
Still haven't seen it.
Joey. I'm just gonna say, you lucky son of a bitch.
I don't want to see it, but I feel like I almost have to see it.
You don't just forget its existence.
Like there's like the April Fool's Day remake. I started it one time. I got about 10 minutes into it, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to watch this. I don't want to watch it. But I feel like one of these days I want to finish it.
All right, so where do you want to start?
All right, let's do like a quick on top of our heads, some of our favorite remakes. Just on top of our heads. Don't give like a big reason why. You know, just kind of say, hey, you know, I love this movie. Because I can start with one of my favorite remakes, even though it's been remade twice. I really like I think it's 2006 remake, or was it 2008? I forgot the year exactly, but House of Wax. I thought that was done really well. It's nothing like the first two films. Very different. It's more of a slasher movie, and yeah, I think that's top notch remake. It may be my favorite of all time of horror remakes.
I can think one off the top of my head real quick. The Fly.
It's like one people bring up a lot.
I do really like the remake. Another thing, it follows kind of the same concept, but it was just more modernized and more like, and it felt more real at some point. You know what I mean? Like a guy's head just turning into a fly, and then the hand. It made for a good movie, but no, I really enjoyed the remake with like the whole transformation and everything. So I'm guessing like that, huh?
Another one that I think is really good that people are really mixed on. It seems from like whenever I look on social media and stuff like that, it's Friday the 13th. I thought that was really good, and I felt you could have basically made that as a sequel if you took out certain scenes, you just could have made it as a sequel. I thought it was really good. I thought it was brutal. I thought Derek Myers was a great Jason. That's another one.
I thought it was generic, to be honest.
It is a bit, but like some of like the Jason movies are generic, and some of them are worse than generic.
Yeah. Well, if you're gonna bring up like the top ones, I actually enjoyed the Texas Chainsaw Massacre ones, the remake.
Not a fan, but
Really? I'm not talking about when they try to do the prequel. The prequel for the remake was good. I think when they started rebooting them and remaking them, I enjoyed the first two, and then after that it was kind of eh.
like I'm kind of like Texas Chainsaw does this whole crazy going with the reboot storyline, and they go with the original storyline. Um, but yeah, I'll do one more. I guess we'll do like three, like the three top ones. Not in a per se order because I didn't pre-plan my ranking, but I'll do one more of a reboot. Oh, I've heard. Okay, side thing. I've heard a lot of people say that the Puppet Master reboot's really good. They're called like the Littlest Reich. It's weird because that's supposed to have a sequel, but the Poland's still doing Puppet Master movies. Oh. But one film that I thought was really good as a remake that I enjoyed quite a bit uh, as I think about it, because one did not come to me when I had this idea as a third one. Why I say let's do three because I don't have a third one. What's the third one? Um, oh, you know what's a good third one? Um, it's probably not like my third if I rank him and like think about it.
Hmm.
But I like the I Spit in Your Grave remake. That was pretty good.
That was pretty good actually.
I've heard like the sequels were actually really good too. I just haven't sat down and watched those sequels.
I won't lie, like if you watch them back to back to back, it's not that great.
Oh,
You know what I mean? No, no, no. Like it's one of those where like you're just watching the same story over and over again,
all right.
kind of scenarios, but like they're still good. I feel like if you're gonna watch them, watch it, watch two or three movies after that, and then watch the next one. Watch two or three movies and then watch the next one. Like that's what I mean. Like I'm like I would literally like advise people not to watch them like back to back.
Okay, that's right.
All right. I actually like the Fright Night movies.
I have not seen the remakes to those, so
Yeah, I actually enjoyed. I just felt like I mean the original Fright Night was not childish per se, but yeah, you had some elements there. I mean it felt like Fright Night 1980s was like a movie for its time. You know what I mean?
mm,
And then you have the remake, which a lot of people are like, oh, it's not like the original. Yeah, no, that's the problem. The original was meant for its time. This movie does the same thing. It just updated whatever the hell the 80s one did. So
yeah,
don't fucking don't trip about it.
I'll check it out one day.
Uh, and so we're talking about remakes. Like, do you are you a fan of like American movies making remakes of like other country movies? Because like now that we're
Oh
talking about it,
man,
it,
you made
it
me like realize that I should have said like Ring. Cause yeah.
which
Well,
one?
okay, Ring.
Ring. Oh yeah, because that's what I was about to come up. There was like before the entire gore porn phase and everything. Everything that was coming up was a remake to an Asian film. Can't even say just Japanese because it was all over the place. But like a remake that came to mind when I even thought about Fright Night was Let the Right One In.
I never seen like either version. But yeah, that's like yeah, there was that early 2000s trend of like doing like basically Asian films and remaking them. I'm cool with that. Again, I think I'm in that whole group of people who say it's weird that they do audition remake because that was like a really popular film that for some reason didn't quite have a remake in the U.S. Um,
You know why?
why? Actually, don't know the reason why. It seems
No,
like
well,
it's a film.
no. Like, and this is my opinion. This is not a
Oh,
true
okay,
fact.
okay. There
I
was like a,
feel I feel like the movie was probably too slow.
but you just have to, like Americanize it and then,
I
but
mean, even when you watch it in Japanese, it's slow.
it is
Like
like yeah, it is a slow film, but that's what I'm saying. Like you can like Americanize it because even like a film like The Ring is pretty slow, and a bunch of those like early 2000 remakes were pretty slow paced films.
yeah, but like the thing that made Audition work in its own sense is like it's the culture behind it. It's like you can understand why they some of the things are done the way they're done, but like I don't think that in America that could translate well.
Hmm, maybe.
Do
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like
I guess so.
there's it's I guess it's like the whole not culture shock, but like there's a whole thing I feel like sometimes like I watch a movie and I'm like I don't see or get it. And of course, like my wife being Asian, she just be like, "What do you mean you don't get it?" I'm like, or like
Well,
whenever we watch like a Spanish movie, she's like, "What's the point of that?" I'm like, "Because blah 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 blah." Blah." So she's like, "Oh, but why?" I'm like, "You know what I
well,
mean?" It's always
there's
that.
there's always things that you can like adjust to for like different audiences. That's what I'm saying. Like Americanize it some, and like I think it would have worked, especially if you put like a certain star in it. 'Cause it's like most of these like remakes had like a pretty known actress be the lead. Um,
Yeah.
you could have had like uh, Mila Kunis as like the main actress in like the audition remake, and that would have done like well. I
I, I wonder if they would have had the throw up scene. That was a pretty good scene.
man, you made me like remember that scene.
It's
It's
like
like
she made the guy throw up in the bowl and
the
then made him eat it.
yeah, because like it's been maybe 10 years since I last saw it. It's a good film, but
Dude, I haven't seen it since 2005. No, but here's the thing about like that though. It auditions considered to be one of them gory films, yet there's really no gore in it. It's just scenes at the end.
yeah, it kind of like because like I was told that before watching it that it's a very gory film, it's a very intense movie, and when I watched it, not that I was disappointed because like the film worked so well. It was like, okay, this movie is really good, but it's not what I was told it was gonna be. Um, it's like when you watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre for the first time, you're basically told like, oh man, this is crazy intense, gory film, but you don't get that. But you're not disappointed at the same time. You're like, I get a different kind of movie that's really good, but it's not what people made it out to be. You know? So I think that's what Audition was like for me watching it. It was a good film, but it wasn't what I was told it was gonna be.
Yeah, so like, I wonder when they're gonna start the remake phase again. To be honest, because if you really think about it, it's always a period where and not just horror, but just movies in general. But
Yeah.
we're sticking to horror. So, because like we have mentioned in a past casual horror that the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise rebooted, like restarted all that. Like you had the Chainsaw Massacre ones, then you had the Friday the 13th, and then you had the Freddy one. Let's not talk about the Freddy
I mean,
one.
like, yeah, there's like still a few remakes going on, but it's definitely past the like the height of like the whole remake thing.
No, but see, like, okay, so you had that like what early 2000s, mid 2000s when you had the remakes, Grudge, Ring, and
Yeah,
whatnot, and then you had like a stop.
yeah. You had to stop. You had like the gore porn phase, basically, and then that's when you got into the remakes of classics.
Yeah, and yeah, of course we had that next reboot, remake, restart. They try to, I mean, Universal try to restart a whole dark universe that did not pan out perfect. They had the Wolfman remake. That did not do
Apparently,
good. That was a fail, like bad. Um, what other remakes did they try to do after that? That was a classic. They did the Fright Night movie. They did
I mean, like Universal did like Dracula Untold,
Untold.
which I
Oh,
liked, but most people did not like that movie.
honestly, they should have just changed the title to Castlevania. I mean,
And then like the
seriously.
Mummy one with like Tom Cruise.
Oh, dude, no, we don't talk about that movie. Like that movie is like
That like
strictly.
basically sealed the deal. They're like, okay, we're gonna drop this dark universe thing. Uh,
Yeah, it's like I was finding it funny, like when they did the Dracula Untold. This is the beginning of the universe. It flopped. Wait a minute, we have another one. So like, bruh.
is it, like they were like pre-production to do Bride of Frankenstein, and I think they even had the actress lined up. I forgot who it was. Um, I want to say it was some like weird, like Emma Stone was like lined up to do Bride of, the Bride, but I don't remember. Uh, yeah, that movie was dropped, and last I heard, there's no plans of resurrecting the Dark Universal Monster thing.
Let me go write the script. I got this. I got this, yo. But okay. Oh man, I just thought I had another idea for a good casual.
Well, maybe we can do another one after this one.
After
Yeah.
this one, yeah. All right, so I feel like there's gonna be another jump to these. We're gonna remake more movies, but what movies do you think they're gonna remake?
So yeah, so like that's what I
So coming
want.
back to the whole
Yeah.
question you had.
Um. So like films. Okay. I'll do a film that I think they should remake and a film that I think they will remake. So it's like two different things. A film
Hmm.
that I think they should remake isn't because I don't love this movie. but I think if they remake this movie, it'll put more eyeballs on the original movie.
Original.
It's the film American Nightmare, Debbie Rochon classic. It's from 2000. It's a slasher film. It's one of my all-time favorite movies. But it just doesn't get like quite enough love. So if they remade it with a proper budget, maybe people, look at it. A film that I think they will remake that has not been done. Uh, if it wasn't for like Spiral, I like would have said Saw, but because Spiral has been like successful, I think it's going to start a brand new thing. So it's going to be whatever.
Oh, they call it the Book of Saw. It's their side stories to the whole franchise.
And I want to watch that movie, but I've not watched it yet.
Hmm.
But a film that I think will be remade, and it's already a remake. So does that count? Can I bring up a remake of a remake
I
or no?
mean, they they done it already.
Okay. So it
Fair
is
enough.
Ring. I
Who?
feel that that's gonna be remade.
Which one?
The Ring.
The Ring?
Yeah. I feel like that's just gonna happen eventually.
I feel like that's. I feel like they're gonna. I feel like that's gonna be more like a prequel movie. I mean, I can see a reboot. I see a sequel, but I don't think they're gonna rehash that
No, because like
idea.
the third
Well,
movie like failed quite a bit, so
they had a third one. Oh yeah, the.
yeah,
But see, that's the
Rings.
problem. Yeah, that's the problem with the ring though. Like the concept behind it, it's kind of old. You know what I mean? Like you
Well,
watch the video, and then they were like, "Oh, you got to watch now the DVD."
but like now you can make it like a TikTok type like video. You like,
Oh, that
hey,
shit like pops up on your shit like at random.
yeah, see?
I mean, it but isn't that what they were doing in Rings to get other people to watch the movie?
Kind of. I don't remember Rings too well. I just remember like Rings was better than like Ring 2. Ring 2 was trash.
I didn't like honestly like still to this day I've watched the Ring movies and the closest one I liked was the Japanese movie. I didn't like any of the American ones, but it was just the atmosphere about it. But
Like the first US one, I thought that was amazing. I love the atmosphere. I love the acting, uh, directing. I love that movie a lot. But yeah, the second one was trash. Rings was okay, but I don't remember it too well. And I did see the Japanese one, but the first one, and I thought it was okay. But I've told you my issue with like a lot of Japanese films, especially at that time period, that they were really good for just one scene or like maybe two scenes, and the rest of the movie was kind of boring.
yeah, no, I mean that like that Shutter film, that Sayako versus that pretty much the Grudge versus the Ring movie.
Mhm.
Oh, I love that movie.
Mm.
I was all like, I was shocked. I'm like, I cannot believe I actually really enjoyed this film, like as much as I did. Like, I'm like, damn, this was actually pretty fucking good. And it actually, like, I was watching it in my office in the dark, and then I just flipped the light back on. I'm like, like having those two women in the same fucking movie is no joke. So it's like you get the best of both worlds in that film, like literally, and like they have the whole concept where like um they bring back the tape.
Okay.
So I thought that was a cool, like especially, I mean, I can see where the ring can still work now because even VHSs are making a comeback, and
Yeah.
then it pops up again. But I feel like that movie was a urban legend and product of its time.
It is, but like I I still
That's
would not be surprised if there was a remake that whatever, 8 years. All right, Leo, what would you say is your pick of like a film that you would like to be remade and you think will be remade?
mm, if I had a movie that I think should be remade,
I mean, it could be like a bad movie too that you like think that like a good concept, but this would
man, Astro Zombies.
that's that's a good choice. That's a good choice.
I even said it during the
Yeah,
Astro Zombie podcast.
yeah.
Like, fucking take Glenn Danzig's fucking lyrics and be like, here's the script. It's only a couple of words. It's the fucking script. Like, take it and go with it.
That's a great choice. Yeah.
I would really remake that one. What movie do I feel like it's gonna be remade? Ah, man, that's actually a good one. The thing is, like a lot of the things are now kind of going towards like TV shows. Chucky's gonna be a TV show. Like
Yeah.
Child's Play is gonna be a TV show. So I'm really like wondering what could be like a good remake that I feel like they're gonna do. Um, I think they might remake the Monster Squad. I can see the Monster Squad being remade.
I could see that. Yeah.
I mean, you have shows like Stranger Things and all that. It would fit like in that kind of category.
Yeah.
You had the It movies that did have all the child parts, acting parts. I can say, you know what? Fucking Universal, be smart. You want to start a dark universe? Fucking do the Monster Squad.
Maybe that was like their plan. Like their maybe that was like part of like their 10-year plan. It's like, hey, we're gonna do like a Monster Car Squad remake in like 2029. We got it all planned out. First, we got these other 10 movies.
Yeah, but Jesus Christ, what the hell were they thinking?
Yeah, it was not as well. Uh, but yeah, uh, that's our thoughts on like the remake culture, I guess. We I guess wrap up this episode of casual horror business. I said that backwards at first. I'm Joey. This is Leo
Mm-hmm.
on the YouTube. Please like, subscribe, and all that jazz. Any closing,
Hmm?
Leo? Any closing statements?
Shibidoo bop, boop bop bop bop. Yeah.